welcome back. I'm Emily and this is my room. We've been spending a lot of time in our rooms lately, haven't we? Sometimes spending so much time alone stirs up a storm inside of me. A storm with a particular name that's been rumbling around inside of me for a long time. The name of it just happens to be the theme of our show today. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah!
Today's topic is inadequacy.
Inadequacy? What does that mean?
Well, it means feeling like you're not good enough. Like there might be something wrong with you, but everyone around you is too kind to name it.
You aren't talking about you, are you?
Well, a lot of people feel this way.
You are talking about you. You are good enough, Emily. You've always been good enough.
Of course you're good enough. There isn't anything wrong with you.
Have you always felt this way?
Well, for as long as I can remember, yeah. I've never been able to put my finger on exactly why. I suppose I need a lot of fingers. Well, I can't sit around and gab all day. We'll get started right after this short break. Don't go away.
Have you ever wondered how I became such a pro at comparing myself to everyone around me? Have you ever wondered how I managed to maintain my 4.0 and still have time for crying constantly? Our secret? Perfectionism.
I absolutely cannot endorse it. Through this exclusive TV offer, you can get your own perfectionism for the special price of fear of failure, feelings of unworthiness, and low self-esteem. Call now, and as a special bonus, we'll include our procrastination set absolutely free. Call 1-800-I'm crushing myself under this pressure today.
Hi, welcome back. You're just in time to join me for one of my favorite segments, Vocab Corner. Today's word is gaslighting.
Glass sliding? Like a sliding glass door?
No, gaslighting is when someone intentionally or unintentionally makes you think you're bananas by invalidating your feelings and perceptions.
Oh, you mean like when someone tells you they don't want to be your friend anymore to avoid taking responsibility for hurting you, then later denies ever telling you they don't want to be your friend so they can avoid taking responsibility for the hurt they caused you by saying that in the first place.
Yep, that's it. Gaslighting is just one form of manipulation, but we'll save that one for another vocab corner.
I just realized I still have your book. It wasn't until I went to grab the Brené Brown book that I'd checked out at the library, when I went to return those books on mindful eating and Buddhist perspectives on love that I'd barely touched, as well as that copy of Where the Wild Things Are that was checked out in your name. Now, upon reflection, perhaps I should have kept it. Accruing library fines on your behalf might have been a satisfying revenge. It wasn't until I went to grab my new book on embracing vulnerability. But as I picked it up, I noticed the book you had given me on that rainy Friday night you invited me to the Dhamma talk in that big white building off Hawthorne, where we both sat in silence for 45 minutes, unmoving, together, but not really at all. And then I followed you down the stairs and watched you gesture to all the free materials on the big white shelves, peppermint tea in your hand. I made no move to grab for them. It didn't matter I'd survived the meditation. I didn't feel I truly belonged there. I went to move that book with its glossy royal blue cover to the bottom of the stack by my bed, under my copy of Leaves of Grass you had given me for my birthday, and my old journal that contains a list of everyone I've ever kissed. That is when I realized the bottom of the stack was already occupied by a book you had lent me way back in November, back when the possibility of what might happen between us felt dizzying, before the weight of what did happen between us put an ache in my head, a tightness in my throat, and a heaviness in my chest. Before I became so mad at you, I now avoid speaking to you, looking at you directly. You would pass it off to me on a crisp, bright autumn morning that hummed with the anticipation of the matinee scheduled to start in a few hours. Don't be afraid of the title, you'd said. I looked down at the paperback. I heard God Laughing by Hafiz. I'm not afraid, I'd smiled back. I'd only gotten halfway through it. I didn't really get it, but I had the full intention of finishing it and going back to read it again. I wanted to understand why you loved it so much. But of course, you never spent any time with Whitman, did you? And it wasn't long ago that you told me point blank that you don't like him at all. And I tried not to be hurt by it. Not because we don't have the same taste in literature, but because you hadn't ever bothered to tell me the truth until then.
Do you guys mind if I keep going?
I'm so frightened of being accused of untruth, to claim the wrong thing even if it felt true to me. I want to use the truth as an open window, a washing machine, a green hose in the backyard. I want to cleanse every last thing with it. But some things cannot be cleansed, so perhaps they must be buried. But it can't stay buried for life, no, that would be unethical. So I bring a shovel with me to first dates. I keep it in my tote bag just in case. The more I dig it up, the more my muscles feel accustomed to it, but it doesn't make the work any easier. An ache does not cease when it is familiar. I know exactly where it's buried, but when I lie alone, it doesn't knock around in its temporary grave. It is a peaceful, quiet sort of hibernation. It snores, I sigh, I roll over, I go back to sleep. It's a good thing to not be the smartest person in the room, right? Maybe it's a good thing to be the dumbest person in the room. I'm so grateful to be there, though, but I worry I was invited by accident and everyone was too kind to tell me otherwise. But I know that's not true. I was invited twice over. But I feel so stupid, like a tall, awestruck child. How did I even end up here? Do I even deserve this? I'm so afraid of messing it up somehow. I lie in bed and the things I said won't leave me alone. They circle their way around my neck, tighter and tighter. I just want to be good enough for these people. I just want to deserve my seat at the table. Oh my, what a storm. It hasn't rained this hard in a long time. What do you do when you feel this way? I know I always feel better after I've sung a song. Yes, that's what I'll do to end our time here. I'll sing a song.
I never used to make my bed until I had to convince my head that I was in control. And I used to fall asleep so fast. Now I'm staying up way past midnight, curled up in a ball. Now you don't have to look for the skeletons in my closet, 'cause they're already posted all over my wall. Now that you've seen my room, all you gotta do is ask and I'll walk you through them all. I never used to like to run, but it's the only way to see the sun. Remind me that I'm still alive. And of course that's the only reason I haven't been pinching the skin, the softness of my upper thighs. Now you don't have to look for the skeletons in my closet.